But mental illness is not the dad's fault. So I guess for dads, in understanding mental illness, I think that's one of the key things I'd be talking to them about, or suggesting to dads that find out information, get factual information.
I think there's a phrase, knowledge is power. So if you inform yourself about the symptoms you have or your partner has, it can help you understand behaviour of the person's fluctuation of emotions. It can help you go and seek the medical help you might need, taking medication or counselling help if that's appropriate. So I think having information and knowledge about symptoms and treatment is a powerful position to be in.
The dads I see, I think it's a key. And I think what's needed is really a chance to ask those questions which aren't just how does depression or bipolar happen, but more specifically about, in my family, what does this behaviour mean? So dads I've seen are quite puzzled, for example, how when the friends come over, their wife the mum seems to brighten up and cope quite well. Then they leave and she changes back to being miserable. And it looks like she's choosing that, like she's choosing not to be interested in having a good time with me, only saving it for her friends. And I think that's a puzzle. So that I think those sort of things, in understanding the mental illness, they're the sort of specific questions that need answering.
I think what I'd like to say to a father when mental illness is part of the family is that the take-home message is that it's doable, that there's a whole spectrum of mental health difficulties, but by and large we've got very serious weapons against most of them, and that for the vast majority of people who suffer from mental health issues, it's transitory. And so some people might have one episode, some people might have a cluster of them, but by and large I actually have faith that it's doable, and that for the vast amount of families there's clear weapons that we have against the problem.
I'm thinking of a particular example of a dad that a family I worked with over quite a long period of time. This dad had, before he became unwell, was a very, very hands-on dad, very involved with these 4 gorgeous kids, and became unwell quite quickly and had to be hospitalised, and it was a traumatic time for the whole family. When he did come back into the family, I was just still, when I think about it, I'm just blown away by the effort that this man put into reclaiming his place at that table. And it required enormous humility, because he had to come back into the family and start bit by bit taking back on the role of dad, of nurturer, of provider in a different way as provider, because he couldn't go back to full-time work. He took it upon himself to see a psychologist, to start taking his medication after saying he would never take medication. And the effort over about a 2-year period that he took was just extraordinary. And now he is back at the table.